Hello, this is Shay coming to you from Shay Fab. If you are new to my channel, welcome. If you're returning, thank you for your support. Today I will discuss overseas PCS entitlements. So if you're interested, let's dive right in, okay? I'm going to start off with moving expenses, okay? Some of your moving expenses are reimbursed, like your TLF hotel accommodation, CONUS or overseas. Prior to leaving your previous duty station, TLA accommodation in Japan, plan for at least a month before you get your reimbursement back. Off-base moving costs, if applicable, you will get your first month, your last month, security deposit, utility fees, your pet fee, and an agency fee. And the agency fee is what the overseas housing office charges their clients, just because they come out and help you, pick you up, drop you off, and take you to all the other different parts of the country or the city. So I guess, they decide to charge us an agency fee. Okay, if you have a pet, there are kennel fees that you may incur if you have a pet. Okay, and then also payment for your transportation to your duty station, like gas money, airline tickets, etc. Just things that you incur as a part of your transportation. Okay, now basic pay entitlements. We have something called an overseas housing allowance, and that pay entitlement, it is to be used towards your utilities if you live off base, and of course your rent. And then you get something called a cost of living allowance, which is called your COLA. COLA is paid just pretty much keeping the levels of buying power you had when you were in the States to a similar level while you're overseas. There's nothing more than that. And it varies with the yen rate or the euro rate, exchange rate. So it varies. But E1s through E4, you will not be getting the full amount of COLA. If you live in the dorms, you'll be getting a partial cost of living allowance, or like I said, COLA. And accompanied personnel living on base or off base, you will receive the full amount of the cost of living allowance. Okay, now household goods. Okay, moving overseas, as everyone knows if you've done this before, especially military, requires a lot of preparation. And I've said that in previous videos about a lot of the preparation that entails from PCSing, or as other civilians may call it, moving overseas. Okay, so a lot of preparation about, and it comes to also about household items. Okay, about whether you ship your household items to your new duty location, or will they stay in your household items stay in a storage unit. But household goods overseas takes about 8 weeks for it to arrive to your duty station, and your unaccompanied baggage, which is a small express shipment, it arrives within about 3 weeks of you getting to your duty station. And these are items such as a TV, your microwave, pots, pans, silverware, shower curtain, sheets, extra shoes or clothing. And also, if you have a baby crib may be included in this shipment as well. And as I briefly touched on earlier, the military does pay for the storage. So you can leave large appliances like your washer and your dryer, your refrigerator, any large dining room tables and chairs you will be able to use the loan furniture if you choose to leave your items back in storage. The loan furniture store is located on the base in the warehouse, and it's where you can go and get items. They'll let you keep it for your entire tour. So for those who left their large items at home, even your couch, your beds or whatever. But we decided to bring our beds and couches when we PCSed. Okay, we're going to talk about household appliances. Okay, the AC voltage that is available off base is about 100 volts. On base, it is about 110 volts. So for the most American appliance, we're good to go with those numbers for both on and off base. However, the AC power frequency that is available off base is about 50, but most American appliances need about 60 to function correctly. Okay, this means your American appliance will work just fine on base, but maybe with a little less oomph than normal if you live off base. Like for an example, my husband, his razor, shaving razor, he uses that when we lived off base, and it wouldn't. When he got here, we didn't really know about the voltage and how your item may not work off base as well as it would be on base. But he kept complaining about his razor, and then he went out and bought him a new razor, thinking something was wrong with the razor, but it wasn't. Because when he got that, when he opened it up, he said, "This razor's not working either. It's doing the same thing." But little did we know that there is a difference with that on and off base thing when it comes to small items like such as a razor. And I'm sure there's many other items I can think of, probably even a microwave or a toaster. Okay, now moving on to PCSing while pregnant. I had someone ask me, could they PCS if they were pregnant, and if so, how many months could you be in order to PCS with your husband? Okay, if you're any more than 30 weeks, the military sort of frown on PCSing you overseas because of the long flights, and those flights sometimes 14 probably or more hours, and that's not even including the layovers and exchanging the airports and things. So they kind of frown on it. I'm sure if you talk to your unit, maybe they'll give a waiver, but probably not too far off than the 30 weeks that they'll probably waiver. I'm sure they probably wouldn't go not too far after that. And what I'm told, that the airlines, they won't even let you fly after 32 weeks. So I'm sure the military probably won't let you go past the 32 weeks, since the airlines won't let you do it anyway. So, okay, but while you're on that plane, try to stay comfortable and relax. I know it's hard, especially if you're getting way up in the, in your months. So it gets a little difficult, but try to do what you can, try to get up and walk around as much as you can. And bring a small pillow, to kind of help you in your lower back, from the sitting for so many hours. But that's it, pretty much the information. Hopefully I answered her question about PCS and while pregnant. Okay, and let's talk about trying to keep in touch with your family members. Things are so much easier now to keep in contact with your loved ones overseas. Nothing like I heard it used to be years ago when we didn't have a lot of things. But now keeping in touch with your family, you have Facebook, you have emails, you have FaceTime and Skype, and many other social networking sites. It's so much easier to stay in touch with your peeps back home. So most American cell phones don't work overseas, but it doesn't work because we don't have the required frequency overseas that our cell phone would need once we get overseas. So you will have to purchase a cell phone once you get to drive to your duty station. I'm pretty sure of that. But if you're PCSing to Japan, there are three telephone companies that you can purchase your phone from, and it's Docomo, as I've mentioned in previous videos, SoftBank, and there's another one called AU, and they do have the smartphones. And if you don't want to pay the money for the smartphones, they do have something called a flip phone. I think that runs you about $40 a month, and you pretty much you can just call from cell phone to cell phone and on base. So if you don't want to spend that money, that is an option. Okay, once you get to your duty station, one more thing. Someone asked me about filing taxes, income taxes. The IRS. I know we hate to hear that word, but someone wanted to know, when you get overseas, do you have to worry about filing income tax? And actually, you know, when I first came overseas the very first time, I kind of thought maybe you didn't really have to pay income taxes. But living abroad doesn't mean you are exempt. But you do get an automatic extension. So bring all your necessary paperwork with you to your so you can file your taxes, because Uncle Sam will be waiting for you if you don't. And my husband had a friend that was stationed overseas, and he thought he was going to not pay the IRS. So he was stationed overseas, I think 4 or 5 years, and didn't pay taxes. For some reason, odd reason or not, I have no idea. But once his friend stepped foot back in the US of A, guess who came looking for him? The IRS. And all those 4 or 5 years he was overseas, guess what? He had to pay that plus interest. So pay your income taxes while you overseas, please. Okay. So once you get to your duty station, starting with the moment that you first walk through the customs and you see your host country, you are living a dream. So take advantage of every opportunity. Learn the language, get out, eat the food, and participate in cultural events. The time will go so fast, and you will enjoy every moment. So this wraps up my video. I'm sorry it was so long this time, but I had a lot of questions I wanted to cover. But if you have not become a part of the Shay family, click the submit button below and become a part of the family. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. So don't forget to subscribe, rate, and comment. God bless you, and I will see you next time.